to the Wrestling with Politics YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be showing you exactly what we'll be doing to anybody like Joe Biden or any of these wealthy elites who try to mess with us.
Can I go home now? What's going on?
Just like that. Roll the video. Welcome everyone back to Wrestling with Politics. Today, we're going to be covering the Democratic National Convention. And instead of covering what everybody else would usually cover, the Bidens, the Kamalas, today we're going to be covering somebody a little bit different. Somebody who was supposed to be hope, the future of the Democratic Party. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. AOC is somebody who promised Medicare for all, promised free public college, promised a lot of things on her way into office. And with those promises, AOC was able to earn a very large progressive fan base. I believe on just Twitter alone, AOC has about 12 million followers. And those followers truly believe that AOC was gonna, like she said, bring the ruckus to the Democratic Party. She was gonna change the party, and she was gonna actually fight for these policies that got people like me to wanna vote for her. Policies like Medicare for all, policies like bringing an end to all these foreign wars, policies like free public college. But instead, as we found out at the Democratic National Convention, the process is complete. And AOC has completely sold out. And not only has AOC sold out, but she's been completely accepted by Democratic Party voters, and not just Democratic Party voters, but also the Democratic establishment. And that should say a lot. But let's not waste any more time here, and let's get straight in to AOC's speech at the Democratic National Convention.
Thank you, Chicago, for your energy. Thank you, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, for your vision. Thank you, Chicago, for your energy. Thank you, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, for your vision. And thank you, Joe Biden, for your leadership.
And right off the bat here, two things are instantly noticeable. Number one, it's the reaction from the crowd. AOC got a massive ovation from the DNC audience, and this is something that's completely surprising that you would have never expected when AOC was first coming into office, that a crowd filled with Democratic insiders and Democratic elites would be giving somebody who they used to call a socialist, somebody who they used to smear as somebody who would bring down the Democratic Party from within. Now they're cheering for her, and I wonder why that is. It's almost like they're cheering for her because she's accepted every single one of their policy positions. And that's exactly what she's done, because that brings me to point number two. And that's that AOC has completely sold out to Democratic leadership, because the very first thing that she does in the speech is come out and endorse Kamala Harris, endorse Tim Walz, and endorse Joe Biden. Politicians who have lied us into every war that we've ever been into. Politicians who have presided over the largest inflation that this country has ever seen, and politicians who, most importantly, don't give a damn about you. And that's a complete oxymoron. That's the complete opposite of what AOC came in here saying that she would fight to represent. She said she would represent the American people. And right now, the only people who AOC is representing is the top 1%, the top richest people in this entire country. And we need to put an end to that. We need to put an end to these lying politicians who are going to tell us one thing, and as soon as they get into office, they're going to do another. But let's continue on with this speech.
6 years ago, I was taking omelet orders as a waitress in New York City. I didn't have health insurance. My family was fighting off foreclosure. and we were struggling with bills after my dad passed away unexpectedly from cancer. Like millions of Americans, we were just looking for an honest shake. And we were tired of a cynical politics that seemed blind to the realities of working people. It was then, only through the miracles of democracy and community, that the good people of the Bronx and Queens chose someone like me to elect them in Congress. And America, in my heart, I know from that same cloth of hope and aspiration, we will also elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as President and Vice President of the United States of America.
And AOC has some goal bringing up her working class background, because those same working class people that AOC claims that she was a part of, well, guess what, AOC? Those same working class people are the same people you screwed over when you voted for the CARES Act during the pandemic and decided to transfer to the richest 1% in this society. Those same working class people are the people you screwed over when you decided to vote for Nancy Pelosi instead of voting against her and actually getting a floor vote for Medicare for all in the House. And worst of all, AOC sold out the working class in this speech alone, because instead of demanding any policy concessions like Medicare for all, instead of demanding Kamala Harris support a $15 minimum wage, instead of demanding Kamala Harris support something that would actually make this country a better place, AOC just flat out endorses her and gives away any leverage that one of the most popular politicians in this country had. So, AOC, don't mention anything about the working class, because you don't give a damn about the working class. And the worst part about it is, she did used to be a part of the working class. She did used to be a bartender. And what did she do? She sold all those people out. She knows exactly what the position of a hardworking, average American is in this country. And even knowing what it's like to come from that background, she still sold out. That makes it even worse.
I am here tonight because America has before us a rare and precious opportunity. In Kamala Harris, we have a chance to elect a president who is for the middle class because she is from the middle class. She understands the urgency of rent checks and groceries and prescriptions. She is as committed to our reproductive and civil rights as she is to taking on corporate greed. And she is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza and bringing hostages home. In Kamala Harris, I see a leader who understands. I see a leader with a real commitment to a better future for working families. And Chicago, we have to help her win. Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life. The truth is, Don, you cannot love this country if you only fight for the wealthy and big business.
And that just goes to show you why AOC is so accepted in today's Democratic Party. And that's because AOC has become completely comfortable with lying to you. She's willing to lie to you and tell you that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz do support a ceasefire. When that ceasefire will come, who knows? But who cares? Because she's willing to lie to you about it. And she'll also lie and say that Donald Trump is the only one captured by these wealthy elites, when in reality, she's captured by those same wealthy elites. And that's the entire problem. There's too many politicians who are captured by the lobbyists, the big pharma lobby, the Israel lobby, this lobby, that lobby. We're done with all this bullshit, with all these lobbies buying up our politicians, because AOC, you've been bought and sold just like the rest of them, and this has to come to an end. And that's exactly why America is in the position that it's in right now. Because as soon as voters get their hopes up about a politician who might bring some hope and some change into their lives, the politicians like AOC are lacking what it takes to bring the actual fight to Washington, D.C. And that's one word: courage. AOC has no courage to fight for the things that she says she believes in. As soon as the media starts talking crap about her, as soon as the fight gets a little bit too difficult, AOC, she's out. And she'll stab you right in the front while she's doing it. But I'm done being stabbed in the front by these politicians. I'm ready to start a revolution. And if you're ready to start a revolution with me, you can like, subscribe, and comment in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching this video.